Hello everybody, long time no see. I'm here back with another tutorial. I know I haven't done one in quite a long time, maybe even a whole year, I'll have to check. But yeah, I'll have something I want to show you guys. Quick update on my music stuff. I had an EP come out, Bio Networks came out last week. Go check it out, put a link in the description. But I won't dwell on that too much, I can talk about that in another video. So for this, what I want to show you guys is how to use automation and modulation, specifically the shape of automation and modulation, to sculpt the character of your glitch sound design. So what I have here is a Vital patch that I whipped up. It's not a great sounding patch, but it'll display the principles I need to talk about. So I have one style of modulation here specifically that I've done in this patch, and then you'll see up here I have two other patches. That this is Vital 2 here is a different method, and then Vital 3 I'm combining the first two to get a more varied result. And then over here I have the same sound being processed in two different ways. And you'll get to hear that after I talk about the patch here. So just to get right into what we're talking about here, when I say the character of modulation or automation, I mean specifically the shape of it. So actually, maybe this automation over here will highlight what I'm talking about better. Over here, we have the same effects being applied to the same source sound. However, on this left-hand side here, all the automation is like, it's curved, it's like, it's slopey and curved. We don't have any sudden changes from one value to another. Whereas on this other one, we have the opposite approach. We have a ton of values that are being held and then jumping around. And the character of the sound is different. Before I get into these, let me go back to this Vital patch though. So let me just play the first one for you here. This first Vital patch, I'm actually doing this style of modulation. Everything in here is has jumps in values. Everything is like kind of square rectangular shape. I have all four of these random modulators down here. They're all sample and hold. This LFO and this LFO are both square wave shaped. And everything being modulated is being modulated either by one of these LFOs or one of these randoms. So everything is rectangular or sample and hold, that kind of thing. This is what it sounds like. So I'm redlining like crazy up here, but no big deal. So yeah, as we can hear, it sounds very jumpy, a lot of values switching around. It sounds pretty glitchy if you ask me. Before I talk about it a lot, let's look at the next one. So this one is kind of the other way around. Everything is kind of slopey. Here, this LFO you see, I got a slopey shape to it. Same thing here. These randoms are all either purlin, sine interpolate, or yeah, just those two. And everything about the patch is the same. The modulation destinations are the same, the effects are the same, the modulation amounts are the same, everything is the same except for the shape of the modulation. This is what it sounds like. So as you can hear, it's similar sound because, you know, same timbre. But we have a lot of, everything sounds more swooshy. There's a lot more kind of rampy sounds, a lot more rounded, less sharp edges and more kind of rounded corners. That's kind of what we're getting here if we want to impart some kind of geometric imagery onto this, you know, non-visual medium we're dealing with here. Yeah, and then this third one is a bit of both. I have this LFO, as you can see, is square, but then so is this one. But then these randoms, some are purlin, some are sample and hold. And so this is what it sounds like. So you can hear some things are kind of jumping around very suddenly because of these LFOs and the sample and holds, and then some things are kind of ambling around a bit more in a more rounded fashion because of the you know, more curved shape of the curved modulators, like the purlin. Like if we play this again, watch the shape of this purlin. Yeah, nice and swooshy. So I won't get too much into the details of this patch specifically because it's not really that important for what I'm trying to tell you. But I have I like this first one a lot, so let's just look at it. So the level is being modulated. An important thing for glitchiness is for I guess this is the point of the whole point of the video here. What makes something sound glitchy versus not glitchy? And the whole point is that like sudden changes in sound directly from one thing to another with no kind of transition in between them in rapid succession, that sounds glitchy. And however, that may not always sound great, and so sometimes having more kind of like swooshy, for lack of a scientific term, more kind of less abrupt changes in the timbre of a sound is going to sound nicer. But it doesn't. You lose a bit of that kind of like jumpy, glitchy feeling, which is why you can kind of combine the two of them as you see fit. Some good ways to get good places to place sudden jumps in values, so using more square-shaped automation and modulation, are on the volume of stuff and the pitch of stuff. That's a really good place to put jumpy things, because whenever you have like a big jump between a pitch value, like a sudden jump, or in a volume value, it sounds more abrupt to the ear, versus like if you have the same kind of change to like a filter value or something, it might not sound as like abrupt. But yeah, again, for iteration. Yeah, so if you saw these values, they were really jumping around. But a lot of my music, if you hear it, I have a lot of like swooshy kind of sounds going on in there, just because you can't have everything sound like this. You need to, mix and match a little. For the patch itself, it's the same wavetable on both oscillators. Clicky Robot is a Glork-Lunk wavetable, comes with Vital. There's some FM from this second one onto the first one. I have some unison on the second one, and then the quantity is being modulated by this random 2 down here. Running these things through a phaser here, and the values there are being moved around. As for effects goes, I'm just moving a big ol' peak around here. Here, let's look at the third one, just because yeah. And so I have a delay here. Delays are really good for getting you some kind of glitchy sounds if you put the time on seconds and then modulate it around with really low values. And then they're just being run through a distortion and a compressor. Again, nothing really fancy here. I could get this sounding a lot glitchier, it's just for the sake of demonstration. So now that you've seen that, and to keep from dilly-dallying too long, let's go take a look at this other sound. So the source sound is this Wonk Hype drum loop I made for Glitch with Friends 2 sample pack. And so then I'm putting it into a granular fruity granulizer here. And then here, so these are both the same pattern of the one note of fruity granulizer. And I have the four main parameters: attack, hold, grain spacing, wave spacing, being modulated here: purple, red, yellow, and green. And so, of course, here it's done more swooshy, here it's done more abruptly. And then from there, I'm running it through. Let's see what's next. I'm doing my whole... I did a video on this, the Maximus curve glitching technique. And so what I like to do, so I have 2 ways of doing it here. I have one that's like a bunch of swooshy curves on it, and then another state that's all these kind of more abrupt ones. So for this first method here, we'll play the more swooshy kind. A big part of getting this technique to work right is you have a fruity balance here that you're modulating the volume on, because that changes the input on the in versus out graph here pretty effectively. So I'll make a link to that video in the description, because I'm not going to go into detail about it here. After that, I'm running it through the new frequency shifter plugin, which is pretty neat. You should play with it at some point. It's cool. Moving one of these peaks around. Got a delay that I'm screwing around with the time value. I got a reverb here. I don't think I'm messing with any parameters. It's there. It works. It does good stuff. Again, part of this this technique is you can get some really good effects with a reverb. Running it through a bit crusher, and then after that, I'm just putting it into a Maximus just to kind of normalize the volume a bit, get it nice and consistent. So without further ado, let's see if that's all the right one. So let's play this first one. Yeah, so a lot of swooshing around, sounds pretty cool. This definitely sounds a bit more like my normal sound design than the Vital patch. Let's switch this over to the more abrupt style here. And then now let's play this other one here. appropriate one. Yeah, so as you can hear, you get it's a similar sound, but the character of the automation has a drastic effect on the character of the sound. And I think that when you mix and match the two methods, and when you combine them, and when you approach them in a smart way, you can really get a new take on how to pull glitch out of your sounds, or pull that kind of glitchy character. And so, yeah, I think that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to put it in the comments section. I want to try doing more videos. I know I really fell off the wagon with doing them. I got really busy with other stuff. I had my EP where I was working on, Glitch.cool. We had a lot of cool projects, a lot of .cool projects going on. We had our festival and our exhibition. And so now that that's all done for the time being, I have more time to do this kind of stuff. So hopefully you'll see more of this soon. If you have any requests for topics, as normal, please leave them in the comments. Thank you for watching.